My siblings are still sitting in a row, still in their row watching TV. My mom is frying chicken. I'm on the floor. My friends are gone. So I get up off the floor. Nobody's trying to help me. Nobody's talking to me. Nobody's saying, "You okay?" And I said, "I'm just gonna go to my room, do my homework." And that's what I did.
You saw the future.
I saw it, and it was black and cold. But anyway, but then at that time, I didn't have a lot of self-control. I didn't have a lot of self-worth at that point because I was trying to impress my friends, and I thought being with them and showing them that I like boys like them, that I could somehow be just like them and they would like me more. But I started learning from that experience on that I didn't want to be with them. Because if we see each other, we say hello, but we don't hang out. We just don't have the same interests anymore. We grew apart, and that's okay. Sometimes that happens. Every friend is not along for the full ride. Some friends you have to leave along the way. You just have to. So I have to say, I had this one friend. She and I were friends from the time we were 48 until the time I was 14 years old up to 52. When my second grandchild was born, she just seemed to be totally disinterested in me. She wouldn't come to the shower, and this was a friend who had been to all of the significant moments in all of my kids' lives. She even got on the van with us and went to Louisiana when my kids graduated from Grambling. She was on the van. She was with me so much that other people thought she was one of our sisters. We were together so much. And when she stopped talking to me, even my sister said, "Wait, where is she? We have not seen her. She didn't come for Christmas Eve. She would come for Christmas Eve with us, go to Christmas with her family." And I said, "She won't return my calls." She wouldn't tell me why. And so it went. And so I just had to let it go. It hurt, but I just could not. You can't pursue people who don't have the same interests. My husband's like, "Well, she's just jealous. She couldn't have kids. And she had never married." And I have to say, but our moms loved each other very much. Her mom loved me, and my mom loved her for who I was. And so I miss not only my friend, but also her family, her mom, her brothers. It is.
All friends are only there for a season.
Some friends. Okay, amen.
Some friends are for a season.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
During that time,
yes,
you need them.
Yes, that's true. I needed her when we first met. I needed her that day. Yes.
Some people are just not friends at all. They just have an assignment.
Oh. All right, you got her. She said some people are not friends at all. They just have an assignment.
Something you can learn from.
Something you can learn from, something I can learn from. And I don't harbor harsh feelings for her. If she called me today, I could go right back. I could pick up where we left off. Because I know the exact moment where we left off. I could pick up right there. And we'd be just great with it. So, yeah. So consideration and self-control really helps to shape your life in a way that you can not be selfish, and you can think of others, and you can give. Even if you don't have money, you can give of your time.
Yes.
Your time is valuable. Your talents are valuable. People need them. They need that. You need it. You need it. We need talent. And I mean, money is only good for what money's good for.
Yes.
It's only good for buying things. Things perish with the using. But when you share your talent and your time, that is immeasurable. Can't put a value on that one. So now we get to the next part of why being kind is so important. So let me ask you, what does being unkind, what does that do to you as a person? If you're not kind, if you're just mean and angry, what does that do to you? Physically, what does it do to you? It can make you ill. If you don't know how to show kindness to others, it can make you ill. What else? What else can not showing kindness to others do to you?
Make people not want to be around you.
It can make people not want to be around you. So now you're moving into one of the #1 issues in the United States, which is loneliness. People are lonely. Some people are lonely because they pushed people away. Some people are lonely because they don't have family or friends. They passed on or they moved on to other places. But loneliness, that is a huge problem. So I want to get to one word and talk about your health. That word is stress. If you are not kind to others, or if others are not kind to you, it can generate a lot of stress in us. So just recently, I had to sit with a scholar, and I was telling her, one of the students at school, we call them scholars, she was so stressed out, and she's an African-American student, and we don't have a lot. So if they come to me as an African-American student, she walked up and she said, I'm so stressed out, these people have me so stressed out. She said, my hair is falling out, and I love how she wears her hair in an afro. And I thought she cut her afro because it was smaller, still cute, but it was smaller. She said, Miss Knight, my hair is falling out. I said, girl, let me tell you this right now. I love your natural hair. I've told you that before. It's beautiful. I thought you could just cut it. It doesn't look like, it's falling out. But I said, but when you're stressed, the first thing that's going to show is going to show in your hair, and then it's going to show in your skin. And then it just starts to go from, it's like outside in. It starts to attack. Now your heart is not beating right. Now your blood pressure is up. And when you're stressed, your body releases this hormone. It's called cortisol. They make us as teachers take these trainings every year. Every year. So this particular stress hormone is good in the short term. If like a dangerous animal is coming near you, you're gonna flee. That cortisol helps you keep moving. So you're in a fight or flight mode, but if you stay in that mode, because you're gonna either run from the dog or you're gonna stay and punch it out with the dog. One or the other. You got a stick or whatever. But it's not good for us as humans to stay in that heightened level for a long time. Because that means your heart rate is up, your pulse is up. So now, as a young person, you're developing high blood pressure. You're going to develop heart disease later, and you literally could die earlier just from uncontrolled stress in your life. So it's important. It's very important for us to be kind and considerate to others, so we're not pushing this on other people. It's important for others to be kind to us as well. It's what the whole society needs. So, any questions or comments? Yes, ma'am.
I also realized, even though this ties really well with the last lesson, that we have to being kind to ourselves, because sometimes we put ourselves in situations that can cause heightened situations of stress, and which can cause early termination, whether it is, so being kind to self is also, that's how we can do it to others.
I want to make sure, can y'all hear her in the back?
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm usually loud, but.
Yes,
What I was previously stating is we have to learning how to be kind to myself. And sometimes we put, and I'm speaking for my own personal experience, put myself into situations that heighten stressful for me to have stress. So learning to not purposely put myself in those kind of situations, to be kind to myself so I can live longer. So that's one of those things where it's saying treat others as adjacent to. So the way we treat ourselves, we can exude that and give that to others. So.
Amen. Amen. Anybody else? Before we move on to, yes, all right. Next to the last topic. So again, being kind to ourselves and others will help to minimize our stress, and it could lengthen our days here on this planet. so that we can be with those whom we love and care for and establish good relationships with as we, as we have our time here on this planet. So one other thing about kindness. Have you ever heard the expression, everything I ever needed to know, I learned in kindergarten? Have you ever heard that expression? Never heard it? I know some people haven't heard it. Some people say, what does that, for people who've heard it, what does that mean? Everything I ever needed to know, I learned in kindergarten. What does that mean, Sister Nana?
Well, for me, because I went to kindergarten. But it was not in public school. It was at a church around the corner from our house. You learn to be kind. You learn to be polite. You learn to share. You learn, what your mama taught you at home that you thought, well, don't nobody do this but us. But no, they taught us. And it's not something that you would think that, well, I know that the young people think that you have to be taught. But they show you. They showed love. They shared with you. They always wanted us to know that it's going to be a great day.
Yes, I remember those.
It's going to be a great day, and you're going to be good today. You know, they have to remind us. I'm glad to remind you to be good today. Not only to yourself, but to others. Like, don't punch that little boy. And yes, I learned that not only at home, like I said, but at school. They taught us to be generous. And, if somebody fell down, don't laugh. Help them. Compassion. We didn't know that it was compassion at that level, but help them. You do help. But yes, I remember that.
Yes, ma'am.
In addition to the love, you also learn that some actions have consequences.
Yes, indeed.
And you may not always like the consequences. You may not want the teacher to talk to your mom when they come to pick you up or talk to your grandma. You don't have to tell them that. Let's not share that. Let's share that. I did my A today. I said green. Let's share that. They also learn consequences.
Yes. Amen. I do like that you touched on consequences. So that is part of us learning self-control. Without consequences to keep us, without my mom knocking me out, if I had no consequences, I probably would not be standing here right now. If I did not have consequences, I'd probably be standing somewhere where I may not like as much or love as much as I was standing here. So consequences are very important. And consequences can be positive and negative. It can be both. But sometimes we need those negative consequences because the avoidance of pain will move us sometimes in the right direction. So I don't want this spanking from mama. So I'm not going to be acting up at school. Yes, I'm not going to do it. And thank you, Sister Now. She's listed off the ones I had here. The only other thing I had was wait your turn. And my mama's favorite, treat other people the way you want to be treated. That's my mama's favorite. If you don't want to be treated that way, you don't do it in the first place. So now, let's see here. So next up, I wanted to make one quick little comment. I remember when I was working at the Volunteer Center, same job where I got this award for working with our team, and the team was 3 people. So there was one coworker who didn't work as part of our team. He, in little staff meetings, he would always accuse me of being nice, and he would try to make nice as an accusation. He would say, I swear some team building meeting. Team building meeting. And he was from the East Coast. He thought I was a little too Southern and Christian, and a little too, a little too domestic, and so on. So in this team meeting, and this is where we're supposed to express ourselves, I'll be brief. They said, okay, whatever his name was, what do you think of Rosalind Knight? And he said, she's nice. And then they said, Rosalind, what do you think of what he just said? And I said to him and everybody else in the room, I am not nice. What I am being meek here at work. I could tear this place up. I have the power to do so. so, and the fact that I don't tear it up, and I'm not rude to you and you and you and you, is me using my power under control.
That's it.
I did. He avoided me for months after that. I'm like, dude, it's meekness. You know, it's not, I'm not just being nice. I'm trying not to rip you a new one. I'm praying, yeah, because I gotta fly out. And even without, as an older adult, I could do it without curse words.
Thank you.
I can still do
What'd
it
you say?
without curse words. I still, but I'm like, no, I'm not trying to tear people down. I'm here to build up.
That's right.
That's my job that's my job here, and it's my job at home. So, that's what I'm doing. So, you know, you just,
I needed you at my
Yes.
job a couple of I was in a one-on-one with my director, and she said, "You're too kind and too nice." It's one thing to be kind, but it's another thing to be nice.
Yes.
And what I said to her was, I would like to think that I'm both,
Thank you.
because I treat people
Yes.
the way that they treat me. You don't have to cut people down like you're saying.
Right.
I don't have to just because I'm being nice or mean or whatever it is. You don't know me to be saying that to be true.
Yes.
Because if you know me, you know me. So I choose to treat the people that report to me with respect. Because if they earn the respect, I give the respect and vice versa. And so they love me. And she doesn't like that, so she says I'm too kind and too nice. I said, you're a director, who does that?
Somebody who don't have it.
So, and that
But I needed your words.
so perfectly with our lesson, because it says that you can get ahead in life,
Yes.
at work,
Yeah.
and with developing relationships with others, and treating people the way you want to be treated. People who want to be feared or who want to intimidate, that's not lasting. It is not. People will tire of being afraid of you.
Yes,
They will just move away from you
Yes.
and leave you alone. They will just get out of your path. You are not building anything by tearing people down. So,
Or they snap.
say it again.
Or they snap on you.
Or they will snap. So after you've been unkind, it's like if, in the case of bullying, my son Alexander had a bully in 6th grade. Alexander was very big for his age. I'll be very brief. So this kid picked on him. This went on for months. We went to the school, we talked, and it went on for months. The last day of school, Alexander got tired. And Stephen told him, he said, I give you full reign. Take your fist, you punch this boy as hard as you can. I was like, but Stephen, and Stephen said, no, but Alexander is not that type, he would do it. But this kid did something the last day of school, and Alexander didn't punch him. He picked him up and dropped him on the floor. And the kid walked away limping, according to the teacher who called me, girl, I'm gonna let you know. Someone got tired. She said, girl, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to say I'm encouraging it, but I was glad he did. She said, I know y'all been working on this, and finally, I think this is over. And so, it was over. And it was over. And so, because that person who's getting abused, they start, they turn on you. Here's my last little comment. Yes.
One of the things that I do is that in my community, if I feel like I'm being wrong, then I'm hearing out my door tomorrow. I like to cure it. I love it.
Keeping coals of fire on their head. So here's the last thing that my older sister taught me this growing up. She always said to me, what goes around comes around. That's what she always said to me. And I would say that also to my students, and they would say, what does that mean? Whatever you put into the universe, some of my students, I say, I'm gonna leave the universe. I'm gonna leave you to the universe. Then I walk away. Whatever you put into the universe, that's what the universe gives you back. So that's called the spiritual principle of reciprocity. What you put out, you will get back. What you sow, you will reap. And so, because our time is up, I gotta stop here because we have more business to take care of. Ladies, y'all are always a beautiful audience.
for all of those nuggets that you provided us. Hopefully, sisters, you'll be able to take the information that you shared with us and apply it, not just in your everyday life away from church, but how can we apply it here at Cliffview to make Cliffview a better place? How can our kindness bring others to Christ? And how can our kindness bring us closer together? And hopefully that's something that we'll think about over the course of the week. I also want to challenge you guys. I like a little challenge too. For next month, when we come to class, I would like for everyone to bring a handwritten note. Handwritten note that is encouraging a sister. We're not going to put a name on it. You're just going to write a note, thanking the person, telling them they're all great and wonderful. You may want to leave a scripture and put your name and your number on there. Why? Because next month when we're talking about our topic, we're going to do a little activity because every now and then, everybody needs to pick me up, right? And I want you guys not to just hear some of these words of wisdom. I want you to be able to have a tangible item to help you remember because every day is not a good day. Every day is not a smooth day. We all have ups, we have downs. But when you're in that valley, every now and then you need a pick-me-up, and I want that card from them, because it's going to be a random sister. We're just going to put them in the box and we're going to shuffle them up, and everybody going to give them. You can't take the one that you brought. All right? So, can everybody agree to do that? All right. So I have a couple of things. Sister Pouncey told me we had mail. And our mail is right on time with a couple of things that I was going to share with you. This piece of mail to us is from Eastside Church of Christ in Forney, and they are making us aware of their Ladies' Day program for 2025. It's going to be on Saturday, March 29th at 9 a.m., and their theme is Unveiling the Mask, coming from Proverbs 11:1, and their guest speaker is going to be Miss Tina Fitzgerald. So I'm going to share this information with our secretary so she can put that in there. I'll also drop it in our group chat. The two that I was going to talk about again is the 38th Annual Church of Christ Ladies Lectureship Retreat. This one is going to be in Chicago for those. Some may be going. The theme is Christian Women Surrendering All. And the date is April 10th through the 13th. Okay? And then here locally, the Texas Women Empowerment Conference. I have a hard time saying those words, ladies. They have recently released their theme for this year's event. It's going to be on August 15th through the 17th. And theirs is called the Ultimate Girls VBS. And the VBS stands for Valuable Bible Sessions. And they'll be coming from 2 Timothy 3:16 and 17. So we're going to share that information so that you guys can have access to it. Now, some of you may be wondering, Sister Gillard, where is your football attire? Because we know we had the Super Bowl today, right? Well, I chose to do red because red is, this month is Heart Awareness Month. All month. Okay? And so how many people know what the #1 killer is for women?
It's heart disease.
Y'all know it. It is heart disease.
We're stressed. Because we're stressed.
We take on everybody's responsibility. We take on our kids, we take on our husbands, we take on our boyfriends' problem, we take on everybody's problem, and then we try to do ours too, right? So I will also share this, I'll drop it in our group chat as well. This is just saying, knowing the warning signs of heart attack and stroke. So if I have a lady who has a few extra minutes in her time and she would like to be involved with our ministry, health and wellness, it doesn't take long to find some tips for our ladies that they can share within each class. Okay? Any other announcements before we close out? So they're going to do collection as well. We will begin planning for our own adolescents and ladies symposium for this year. We had several members that signed up to work in this particular area. Do I have anyone who has a pressing desire to be the chair and the co-chair? The Adolescents and Ladies Symposium, do I have anyone who desires, we haven't selected the chair. You have a hand? I can't see their foot, I got my glasses on, but I just can't see. That's the hand. Okay, Tim, would you like to work as the chair or the co-chair?
I'd rather co-chair with a very good seasoned woman that has chair.
Okay. So,
I will let this be my learning experience for later on chair.
later on.
Okay.
Do I have a seasoned lady who would like to serve as the chair? I was mouthing her name, and then she agreed. So the chair is gonna be Sister Pansy. She, just so that you guys know, she did volunteer to do it before, but if you know Sister Pansy, you know she's so meek and she's so humble. And she said, it's just asking what if they really have a desire to work with you, and I will work with them as well. So thank you, ladies. I'll be getting in touch with you guys. For our other committee chairs, I will reach out to you this week as well to see if you have any activities coming up, if you have started meeting with your areas, and or if you need any support, so that when we have our Bible classes, if there are issues or needs that you want to ask of the ladies, you have them as a platform as well. Where is my youngest? Come here, baby. So we also know, we're gonna start passing out. We also know that on February 14th is known as Valentine's Day. It's a day of love. If you're married, you got a heart. And you have a husband, right? If you are single, you want someone to love you as well. And so I wanted everyone to have a piece of love. And so